Can you hear me all right? Test, 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 test.
am I? And furthermore, what do I want? What makes you itch? That's the most important investigation anyone can make. But you don't find this out until you investigate it. So I always ask the question, what would you like to do if money were no object? How would you really enjoy spending your life? Because if you say that money is the most important thing, you will spend your life completely wasting your time. Forget the money. After all, if you do really like what you're doing, you can eventually become a master of it. And then you'll be able to get a good fee for whatever it is. Therefore, it's so important to consider this question. What do I desire?
Hey, you gonna do this or what? You gotta do it. And keep doing it. Do it big. Bigger. Hit it. Step it up. Always take one hand behind your back.
One now.
Do it blindfolded.
Next.
Do it your endorsement deal. Say you shouldn't.
Section 43C, no rope swing over canyon dunks.
Like what's happening? Do what they say you can't.
Can you?
Because there are those who don't and those who do. Yes, sir. Let's do.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Clyde Field on the campus of Utah Valley University. Brandon Crow alongside Thomas Loomis. Thank you for letting us be a part of your Thursday evening on the WAC Digital Network. Tonight's matchup between the Utah Valley Wolverines and the visiting Roadrunners from CSU Bakersfield. Utah Valley is sitting in the top spot right now in the conference, 3-0. They're undefeated. Seattle U right behind them at 3-0 as well. UTRGV, Air Force, and CSUB, San Jose State, all tied at 2-1 apiece. So anything can go, really, in this conference right now.
Yeah, exactly. It's a very, very close race. Every point counts. If you fall or you have one tie where you're just getting 1 point, you can almost guarantee that there's going to be another team that's going to step up and take your position. So literally every game counts as you come in to, this middle part of the conference season. And you want to try and have some momentum going into the last part of season so you can have a good seed going into WAC tournament play.
Storylines, Thomas, from your perspective heading into this one.
Yeah, it's interesting. They were in Texas playing against Incarnate Word. Could not be more different weather conditions tonight. For Incarnate Word, they're playing on turf in 100 degrees plus humidity.
Right.
Absolutely dying from playing, a little bit cooler weather here in Utah. Having to adjust to that because it can actually really catch you off guard sometimes. And tonight, it's 40 degrees, and with that wind chill, dipping into the high 30s. So these guys have got to come out, move the ball quickly. This is a team that, is very good, like we said, sitting in second place. And so they're right there, and they're going to put up a fight against the Wolverines tonight.
As you see it and we see it, Utah Valley in their home third jerseys, the Midnight Blacks with the neon green trim, and the Roadrunners going from right to left as you see it and as we see it in their road all whites with the blue trim. And FYI, according to Siri and the Apple weather, game time temperature 37 degrees.
Yeah.
Wind chill dipping down to about 31.
Yeah, it is a absolute cold chiller tonight, and so these guys are going to want to keep moving for sure. We'll see how Bakersfield adjusts because, they're maybe not quite used to this weather and haven't dealt with it this season. Should be a good test for them.
Anything goes here at Clyde Field, where Utah Valley has definitely called themselves home. They take a lot of pride playing on their home turf in front of their loyal home fans. Utah Valley trying to find the end line a little bit too far. And Blake Frischnecht, somebody to keep your eye on.
Yeah, he's just an incredible goal scorer for the Wolverines. He's scored 6 in a row, 6 in the last matches. He's come away with a point and a game winner in 2 or 3 of those. So he's definitely the guy that you need to look for, and is going to put some pressure on the back line for the Roadrunners this evening.
And that's not all anybody. And speaking of Frischnecht, there he goes, trying to sneak past the defensive side. And a striker like Frischnecht likes to get his teeth in the opposition early on in a match. So look for Utah Valley to try and spring him free any chance they can get.
A little dangerous there for the Wolverines. Nice clip ball over the top. Just a couple inches away from bringing that down. And he's all alone by himself sitting at the top of the 18. If he's able to bring that down, he's going to have a shot, and that could have been, 1-0 Roadrunners this early in the game.
Utah Valley will throw it in from the far side. Green Men Gang providing the rhythm in the background. Always home. The two-handed toss. Headed up in the air by Bakersfield. And eventually kicked out of play to be a corner kick for the Wolverines.
Yeah, those opportunities are nice when you can have someone that has that long throw, basically a corner kick from the sideline. You'd hope that Blake maybe could have got there and in front of had better positioning, that near post, but nonetheless they get a corner kick, which is good for the Wolverines to have a couple chances here early.
Here comes the in-swinger, this one right into the hands of Bakersfield. Dietrich Bell, 6-foot redshirt junior from Bermuda. Trying to keep a clean sheet in between the posts tonight for the Roadrunners. Nice giveaway by CSUB right to Blake Frischnecht. Frischnecht lays this one off down toward the end line. Utah Valley in the box. Fuchs now swings it in. Shot deflected by CSUB. Another shot right to the left of goal. And Utah Valley coming out of the gate early on, getting a couple solid looks within the first 4 minutes.
Yeah, really a great rhythm so far, and it's just off of the mistakes of Cal State Bakersfield here. Really, really bad giveaway. Able to get 3 on 2 there into the 18. Blake Frischnecht draws in a crowd, lays it off. He does a nice job of cutting it back and gets it back across. Couple chances on frame and just wide, like you said. Unlucky there for the Wolverines.
Romero, meanwhile, on the other side for CSUB, showing that they are not to be taken lightly.
No, it's a talented team, and so any space, they're going to take advantage of it and really test the Wolverines. So they have got to stay better organized in the back. Those counterattacks, center mids have got to be dropping quickly and offering help and support to their center backs.
And another set-piece opportunity here for Utah Valley. And Moss will go to the far corner and do the honors. Moss with his hands up. Sends it in toward the near post. And kicked high and away. Out of play. Wagner quickly gets the ball back in play. Frischnecht, the intended target. Frischnecht chests it down towards himself. And a whistle is quickly called. And here come the Roadrunners. Early on, 7th minute. Both teams have had some decent opportunities so far. Nothing threatening, really. Roadrunners penetrating into Wolverine territory. Dispossessed now by Utah Valley. Wolverines again in their home third jerseys. Black with the neon trim. And Longmire comes to Brown on the near side. Nice turn there by Leo Fuchs. Good idea. And a flag is up. And a ball will be awarded to Utah Valley.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering what that call was. Looks to have been a foul here. Maybe a little unlucky for the Roadrunners. As you see the head coach just asking what in the world that was about.
A little bit of confusion, but Utah Valley will take it any chance they can get it. And Zach Moss sets up in a very dangerous spot where we have seen him strike from here before. Outswinger headed down right at the keeper. Bell was in perfect position.
Fantastic ball in there by Zach Moss. It was called offside, so may not have gone the Wolverines' way either way if they would have had a better header on frame. But Dietrich Bell, great positioning and really none doing, not testing him, coming straight into the ground there and not making him make a save. But so far, it's been really good opportunities for the Wolverines. They've had 3 or 4 chances now to get the ball into the box on corners and set pieces. So they need to keep this up and try and score some opportunities here in this first half.
Bakersfield looking a little bit confused right now, as you saw Carlos Armendariz look around, throw his hands up in the air in frustration, really trying to figure out where his teammates want him to be. Nice dispossession here by Utah Valley. Moss. Fuchs. And Fuchs goes down from behind. Ricardo Sosa, the guilty party.
Nice job by Fuchs holding up the ball, allowing his team to keep possession, and does a nice job of drawing the foul. Again, great opportunity for the Wolverines. They're going to send their bigs forward, have Zach Moss put a ball into the mix and test Dietrich Bell. Early ball in.
He's going to the left-hand side. Frischnecht outside the box. Oh, my goodness. Frischnecht. Of course it is. 1-0 Utah Valley in the 10th.
Great vision by Zach Moss to see the early ball in. Sees his big man that he wants to find the target, bringing it down absolutely cleanly and nice onto his chest. Falls to his feet for the volley, back post, side netting. Any chance that this guy gets around the box, he's going to take it, and he has the confidence and can hit it very, very nicely, as just seen. That's 7 goals in the last 7 games. Absolutely incredible by Blake Frischnecht.
He is from Las Vegas. Lucky sevens for Blake Frischnecht. An absolute laser. He is just automatic. And he has the confidence brewing as we take another look at it here.
Ball in by Zach Moss. No one steps up. He brings it down on his chest and absolutely fires it home. Back post, upper 90. You cannot hit a better ball, and that's a great start for the Wolverines.
If you haven't heard that name by now, get used to hearing that name. Blake Frischnecht again coming up clutch for the Wolverines.
Yeah, he'll absolutely at this rate be first team All-WAC, making All-WAC honors, possibly an MVP in the league if he can keep this scoring talent up, and for that matter, really make a name for himself throughout the nation.
I'll tell you what, it's about 34 degrees, but after he hit that strike, this place lit up and warmed up definitely.
Absolutely, and that's just going to bring a higher energy for the Wolverines. It's exactly what they want. An early goal gives them a little bit more time to be comfortable and not have that stress of trying to test and figure Bakersfield out. Bakersfield then is now going to be forced to go a little bit more forward, have the game be stretched, a lot more space, and so it's going to allow both teams to be a little bit more attacking than just sitting in and playing defense.
Longmire sets up. Again, looking for his big target. Frischneck with the header. And Garza lurking right behind him. But Bell comes up to make the diving save. Clydefield magic. Maybe the black jersey magic. Just Blake Frischneck magic.
Yeah, I think you might have got it with the last part there. You know, Blake Frischneck is an incredible pickup by Wolverines and is really coming into his game as a senior. You know, played well but dealt with a little bit of injuries last year. The cohesion of the team wasn't great, but this year obviously they're clicking very well and really figuring out how they like to play their game and are competing well. What set them up nicely, I think, for conference play was their preseason competition. They played 2 or 3 teams in the top 25, or arguably should have been, and very good squads, which I think put them in a mentality of, like, we can compete across the country. And against teams like Cal State Bakersfield and others within the WAC, they think and know that they should probably beat most of these teams on any given night.
And that's the exact plan that Greg Moss had in store for that type of schedule, preparing his team to be as successful as possible. And his team has so far risen to the challenge.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of about having a balance, really, in your preseason schedule, because if you're not in the strongest conference, you really have to have a few of those games that'll put you on the map for, you know, RPI and strength of schedule teams across the country, to where even if you don't win the WAC tournament, you put yourself in a good spot to get voted in and have an at-large bid for the national tournament.
Now here comes Bakersfield again, trying to switch it up and get into Utah Valley territory. Cleared away by the Wolverines. Frischneck comes up to attack. Frischneck spins around a couple defenders. And the Roadrunners take it back. Owens dances around Brown. Finally a whistle is called. Owens a little bit frustrated, along with Richie Grant, head coach, and his coaching staff.
Yeah, again, close call there. A little unlucky for the Roadrunners. Nell Owens showing off his pace as he gets around the corner and beats Mark Brown, but by the referee's call, just out of bounds, but very close.
Good layup ball, Felix. White. Garza. And again, they're looking for Frischneck, trying to slip in past. A little bit too far. Frischneck gives the thumb up of approval, however.
Yeah, decent idea. They didn't connect well there to actually find the ball or find the vision on where it needed to be. But it's been good by the Wolverines as they get the ball back again.
And here comes Utah Valley. Beautiful one-touch passing by the Wolverines. And Frischneck couldn't quite connect with Leo Fuchs. Now the Wolverines have to get back on defense. Runners switching up the field. Souza. Flag stays down. And Caprio there to defend.
Very nice job by Caprio, shielding off the defender, letting it go out of bounds for a goal kick. Wolverines gain possession again. You know, this is a little bit of some of the best possession I've seen from the Wolverines all season. And you could tell that now that they've played, 10 or so games, that they developed a rhythm. They figured out how they can connect and move the ball as they should, and especially on Clydefield on a surface like this. This is where they love to keep the ball on the ground and really move it. Early in the season, I think of games like UC Irvine,
sure,
to where they almost didn't even touch the ball or keep 10% of the possession in the first half of that game. And so to really come out this half, have the majority of that possession, it then gives you opportunities and more chances on frame that lead to the goals. And it's a good spot for the Wolverines to be in.
At the perfect time of the season as well. Because
Yeah,
you don't
exactly.
want to be trying to stumble right out of the starting block going into conference.
No, absolutely. It's all about peaking at the right time as a team and really coming together, playing the game that you want, and feeling comfortable going into WAC play, and then later on to finish in a good spot for the WAC tournament. And that's where you want to be peaking at the perfect time.
Moss goes down. This one deflects off of Moss. No call. Bakersfield gets possession. If you're just now joining us, Blake Frischknecht, 7th game in a row with a goal, 7th goal in such games. Gets a beautiful shot to penetrate the back of the net in the 10th minute. Garza. Flag stays down. 2v2. Now here comes Moss. 3v2. They're going to go to Frischknecht. Frischknecht trying to chip it on the outside for Fuchs. Now Fuchs has it. Moss. Dispossessed. Frischknecht again. Frischknecht with the volley. And you have to smile anytime Blake Frischknecht gets the ball. It's must-see TV.
Yeah, he's one of those players that you cannot give him any space, or else he's going to take a shot on frame, and it's going to be a scary moment for whatever defender's in front of him. You know, the Roadrunners again wanted that maybe a handball at half. Ref said play on. Gave great positioning for the Wolverines on a 3v2 attack as Zach Moss gets around. Little unlucky for that cross there by Blake Frischknecht, but again, it falls to his feet. And if it falls to his feet in the box, he's going to be so creative to find some type of opportunity on frame. Really good there by the Wolverines.
Frischknecht chests it down, collects it to himself. There is Brown in open space. Brown sends this one toward the far post. Frischknecht rises. Bell comes up to grab it out of the air.
Yeah, those crosses, as you see Blake Frischknecht, a little frustrated there. He wants that ball more across the face of the goal so that he can run onto it in front of Bell, because Bell actually has had time with the national team in his home country. And so he's an absolute stud, and he's going to make those type of saves all day long at the back post if you give him, the right cross to where he can come out and make that save. You've got to get it a little bit out and away from him. And maybe if you do so, that's going to give that second or third goal that Utah Valley wants.
Felix switches it up. Jaden Wagner just past midfield. Comes back across the logo, switches it up, comes to Brown. 19th minute. As Brown lays it off for Moss. White. Plays it back to Caprio. Takes a deflection off of CSUB. Garza showing off his speed, trying to track it down. And solid defending there by the runners. Frischknecht wins it back, step over, creates his own space. Nice layoff ball. Frischknecht in the box. Frischknecht! Second goal! Oh, they're going to wave it off.
Unlucky offside call there. It's the idea, but I think it's right. You saw the layoff that he was trying to hold his run across the back line, but just sneaks in behind him. It's just a second off, though. Matter of inches, really, in this game for that to be 2-0. But you got to love his vision to be able to throw a scissor and get past the player. Yeah, someone draws near, he lays it off to Leo. Leo maybe just could play that a tad quicker, and that's a goal. That's the difference here. Unlucky for Bakersfield. We'll watch the replay here. Ball comes to Leo. Nice layoff. Back post side netting. But from the angle there, you can't really tell, but I believe he offsides by maybe just a few inches or so.
Carlos Armendariz from San Pablo is the injured runner. And it's good to see that he is up on his feet walking on his own. And in weather conditions like this, especially in a place where you're coming from like Bakersfield, where it doesn't get this cold, it may be a natural inclination for your body to tense up, and it's very easy to succumb to injury during a game like this.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I mean, even if you are used to it, your body sometimes in this cold, if you have, don't have the greatest warm-up, or you are tighter coming off of other games, or, whatever you have throughout the season, this cold definitely does not help those muscles, unfortunately.
Armendariz checks back on, and he's right back into the mix. 20th minute, lots of action so far here in the first 20 minutes of the match. Again, Blake Frischknecht, 7th goal in 7 straight games, separates the two squads at 1-0, and he just barely got taken away his 2nd of the match. Offsides was the call. Bakersfield trying to respond. Fuchs corrals it down. And here comes Bakersfield, but then Felix steps up. Longmire lays it back. Jensen. Head games now for the runners. And Frischknecht forces the ball to be played all the way back to Bell. Now Burks with it.
This is the best rhythm from the Roadrunners all night. You haven't seen them been able to connect more than 3 or 4 passes.
And here they penetrate into the box, but then Caprio's there to take that one away.
Great sliding save by Caprio, but that's what this game's about. The more passes that you're able to connect in the other person's half, it allows your runners to get forward and create chances. Best opportunity of the night for the Roadrunners. Good deserving corner.
Bakersfield sets this one up going near post. This one headed away by Utah Valley. Going all the way back to Sosa. Sosa, McLaughlin. Still in dangerous territory. Bakersfield still lurking. And Jensen comes up with the save. And a very frustrated Richie Grant and company lets out a growl.
Yeah, it's a little frustrated because a Roadrunner's got to get crashed to that near post. It's a really good cross, or he wants that cut back a little bit for his teammates. But those are the opportunities to where you need to try and find somebody's feet, or someone's got to arrive in the right place. And that, in a game where you haven't had a ton of opportunities, you've got to take advantage of those to try and find an equalizer.
22nd minute. Caprio for Utah Valley. Now to the near side. Longmire. Back to Jensen. Jensen, a little bit of pressure coming. Korber. Blake Frischknecht. We know he's not shy. You know who. Dancing into the box. Takes a deflection. Zach Moss still with it in the box. And Frischknecht dummied that one past him. Thought somebody was going to be back home. Miscommunication by the Wolverines, but it's a positive sign that you're seeing this from Utah Valley.
Yeah, they're really good chances going forward. You see, the frustration of Greg Moss and others. They want a better connection and would hope in those opportunities that you find feet to where you can actually have a shot on frame, and it's just barely glancing past the runners that you needed to go to. But, yeah, they're good chances nonetheless, and you like those positive opportunities for the Wolverines that, if they have those, they're probably going to finish, 1 or 2 going in the rest of this game.
Fresh substitutions checking in for the runners. Elijah Elliott and Mikey Vogel coming on. Checking off is Victor Romero. Bakersfield plays it into the nearest post. Bakersfield has an opening space here. They're going to take a shot. This one goes right off the chest of Felix. Jensen can't keep it in play. Armendariz wound up on that one. Armendariz again. Bakersfield keeping it near. Goldsmith lays this down the end line. Armendariz still in the box for Bakersfield. And this one cleared all the way out to the other side. And it'll be Utah Valley possession.
You can tell the Roadrunners have worked on these short corners. They'll bring 3 out and look to play a little triangle play to find a 1-2 or a seam to split you in. Wolverines need to do a better job of bringing that third person out because they're caught a little off guard twice there with 2 only coming out. That third runner is late to come help defend, and so that gives those the 2 opportunities there to have those crosses back across the frame. And the Wolverines, they cannot chance that. They've got to be better organized on those short corners, and hopefully we'll adjust and be more aware of that as the game rolls on.
It's a never-ending chess match.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this game is so free-flowing, and the chances can come so quickly and at a random moment off of deflection that you never know and constantly have to be focused and ready.
Played all the way back to Bell. Blake Frischneck yelling toward the side officials that he was getting held. Making them aware.
Well, and he's showing his sleeve. You can see that they've ripped his Under Armour. His Under Armour is actually split because he's being pulled, so that's what he's showing the referee. You know, they'll be aware now and probably be watching it, but that's what they have to do, and you expect that from the defense when you're playing against a kid like Blake Frischneck that cannot be allowed to bring the ball down, or else he's going to be dangerous turning and going against you.
Free kick opportunity here for the runners, and it's eagle eye analysis. That's why we pay the big bucks.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I mean, you just see that as a player, you know that this is a kid that is going to be, you know, scary and dangerous if he's got pace to turn and go at you, and so you do everything you can to not allow that and disallow it, and that part of physicality is part of the game and absolutely necessary.
Armendariz again trying to switch it up inside the box. Now Fuchs loses it back to Bakersfield. Bakersfield still with it. Elliott switches up the field. Some jostling in the box. Referee says play on. Wagner sends this one up over the head of Frischneck. Back to Felix. Felix comes near side. Brown with it. Now back to Felix. Back to Caprio. On the ground to Wagner. Goes out of play. Will be runner throwing. Couple minutes shy of the half-hour mark of the match. Just now joining us, thank you for letting us be a part of your Thursday evening, the matinee special, if you will, depending on your time zone. On the WAC Digital Network, Thomas Loomis, Brandon Crow here with you. Blake Frischneck's absolute laser from outside the box in the 10th minute is what separates the two squads. Frischneck's 7th goal in 7 straight games. And the runners trying to respond. Longmire being pressured from behind by Elliott. Boots this one upfield. McLaughlin. Now they're going to come to the near side. Owens. Armendariz. McLaughlin again. And touchdown by the Wolverines. Moss. Full sprint right in front of his own bench. And you hear his dad coaching him, trying to tell him to get to that inside lane. As that was quickly taken away from him. Beautiful nutmeg there by Leo Fuchs. Fuchs showing off his class. Fuchs is Brown to his right. Fuchs sends this one in far post. Headed up in the air by the runners. And ball was deflected right into Bell.
Yeah, it's really good soccer. It's looking really nice when the Wolverines are able to steal the ball and get it to their feet. Good job playing Zach Moss early. Puts him under pressure to where Leo Fuchs is able to arrive and steal that ball, find the nutmeg, and cross back across.
Caprio goes down, ball stays in. And this one is kicked out of play, be a corner for the Runners.
Good counterattack there by the Roadrunners. Their second or third quarter now of the evening. This is where they need to take advantage of this opportunity. They haven't had a lot of the ball in the Wolverines' half or in their attacking half. And so when they can, achieve these moments, they've got to take advantage of it, and they'll probably go short again as ball's checked in.
Runners. Again, Armendariz trying to hit it on the volley. Comes up just short. Runs into a wall of Utah Valley defenders. Now here's Fuchs. White. Brown. Longmire. To Wagner with some space. Wagner, nice move. Cuts back toward the center. Plays it back to Longmire. 30th minute officially. 15 minutes left in the first frame. Fuchs runs straight in to the defender. Ran right into Niall Owens. And Niall Owens goes down and foul's called, and he said he ran into me.
Yeah, excuse me. But, it's a little frustrating for the Roadrunners, but unfortunately a ref, if you're the attacker and you have the ball, generally if you stop any movement of them going forward without touching the ball, you're going to have that call against you.
Moss going to try and chip Bell. This one goes over.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he meant to do that, if he was testing him and saw that space to try and go near, or if just mishit it a little bit to that back post. You would think, though, if he is going to test the goalkeeper, he's got to put a little bit more pace on it, chipping it from that far out. It's going to be an easy save for Detra Bell.
So Moss will take a seat. Leo Fuchs takes a seat as well. And Garza, Vargas, Vasquez, and Nixon all step onto the pitch for the Wolverines. Bell being pressured by Frischneck. Bell again. Everywhere he looks, he sees black and green. Finally decides just to punch this one forward. And Bakersfield does well to get out of that situation. And Vargas kicks this one out of play. Hey, nice footwork, still got it.
Lost a little bit, but we still got a little bit of it.
Nixon. Now Bakersfield with it in front of their own bench. A deep searching ball toward that end line. Longmire tracks it down, lets it go out of play. Good closing speed by Ahmed Longmire.
Yeah, good look there by the Roadrunners. They need more of those piercing balls in behind to, test Ahmed and the back line. He does do a great job positioning and shielding that out of bounds, but Roadrunners need more of that if they want chances here to find an equalizer in this first half.
Jensen with a big, high, booming kick. Headed up in the air. Armendariz. Now Vargas with it. Brown for the Wolverines. Nice chip shot. White to Nixon. Nixon toward that end line. Nixon slides it into the box. Solid defending there by the Runners. Brown now with it. Brown gets taken away. Caprio chests it to himself at the logo. .33rd minute. Again, Wolverines on top 1-0 thanks to Blake Frischneck goal in the 10th. A collision away from the ball. Referee has no signal yet. Blake Frischneck calling for it on the back post. Still in play, finally kicked out And it'll be a Wolverine corner. See Nixon set up toward that far post. Frischneck discussing some strategy at the top of the box with Caleb White. Alec Felix will take the corner. Felix sends this one in, curls it high up in the air. No Wolverine home. And the runner is almost a little bit surprised. Looks like Frischneck just got stepped on. McLaughlin trying to get around Frischneck, ended up stepping on him inadvertently. McLaughlin now with it. Good through ball there by McLaughlin. Korber switches it up. Intended for Korber there. Referee says no foul in the box. The ball's still in play. Now White with it to Felix. A little nervy moment there for Utah Valley.
Yeah, absolutely great ball to find at the top of the 18. Quickly played back across, and at that pace, it's tough to really control that cross back across that's hit across the face of the goal. But it's hit very, very nicely, and I mean, just again, inches or a foot off that slide to be put in the back of the net. So really, really good chance there for the Bakersfield Roadrunners.
35th minute, eclipsing into 36th, and it looks like Coach Moss has a couple more fresh legs set to come in. Right now, Utah Valley. Beautiful ball inside. Here's an opportunity for the Wolverines again. Bell coming up huge for the runners. That was a great play. Team effort there. Vargas, the recipient of that beautiful ball in the box, kept his composure, and Bell smothering it.
Yeah, those are the chances that, are almost must-haves for goal. Beautiful ball over the top, brought down nicely. He has got to finish that in one of those corners. Bell, the talent that you see, he has that experience and vision as a keeper to see the way that he's leaning to hit that back across, and great positioning to make that save.
Here come the runners now into the box. Again, contact made. Referee says play on. This is the most consistent of an attack that the runners have had in the last several minutes of the match. And the runners know that they were able to penetrate that back line of Utah Valley's defense, have a little bit more energy, but here comes Blake Frischneck. Frischneck slicing and dicing his way through, collides with a couple defenders. And here come the white and blue. Dispossessed. Somebody zigged when they should have zagged for the runners. And a couple fresh legs to come in for Bakersfield as well. Frischneck eased up, knowing that he was offsides. Bell switches it up, comes to the near side. Great turn. Nice move here. There's the shot right at Jensen, a curler. Jensen was prepared. Nice footwork there by Ryan Goldsmith.
Yeah, very nice. Good look on frame. Needs to be hit with a little bit more pace to really challenge Mitch Jensen. Collects that nicely. But, yeah, great crafty footwork there to cut the defense up. White gets beat, and, you'd ask your defensive mid there.
There's a beautiful head down. Nixon has it. But Bell again comes up. Closing speed from Bell, and you can see, like you've mentioned before, the talent that he has. Just when you think you got him beat, he comes in and takes it away from you.
Yeah, exactly. He's quick off his line. I think that's something that he's done very, very well tonight. You see the athleticism. That sometimes you don't see that speed from a keeper, but he can get there quickly within that and close down that 10 feet of space. Very, very fast.
Brown and White tag team defending here. Frischknecht always lurking, trying to anticipate Bell's move. Nixon there as well. Felix coming in from behind now. And this one touched off of Bakersfield. And I think there's a card that's going to be given. And the official yellow card will go to Carlos Armendariz.
You know, and I was going to talk about, I'm assuming that was on, like, the when Blake Frischknecht was attacking 2 or 3v1 and Zaire Vasquez got tripped up. I think that's the call that they were waiting to make. Called the advantage there with Blake Frischknecht. But, yeah, it was an unfortunate play there because Zaire would have gave them the numbers up to go forward and made Blake Frischknecht have to take 2 or 3 on by himself. But good job by the referee to give the deserving foul and card later.
39th minute. Utah Valley's had a couple chances after that Frischknecht goal to try and tack on another. And Bakersfield has made Mitch Jensen move around as well in his keeper post. It's just a matter of time before we see another goal. And it looks like another card is issued. The 2 cards within a minute or so for Bakersfield.
Yeah, very deserving. Great job there by Luis Vargas as he beats one on that sideline, draws in the other defender, plays it around him. Defender does all he can do. He's got to take him out to stop the attacking chance.
Here comes the kick, sent in, headed down. And again, another goal is disallowed. This time, McKay Eves gets robbed.
Yeah, super, super unlucky there. As, you know, we watch the Wolverines jump up and go for that. Aaron Nixon is the one that's called for the foul that takes it away from Eves. Ref says that he's into his back a little bit. A little bit of a tough call, I think, because it's both players going up and challenging for that. But, yeah, this is 2 times that the Roadrunners have been saved.
And Coach Moss is trying to hold his tongue as much as he can. But he'll take that 1-goal lead for now. 41st minute. And the Wolverines really starting to amp it up in the waning minutes of the first half. It's a good touch by Eves to keep it in play for the Wolverines. Nice footwork there by Utah Valley. Sent it toward the box. In the back of the net. 2-0. Wolverines on top. Vargas.
You love this 1-2 on the sideline. And it gives it to Zaire Vasquez, able to play that across the face. And, you know, kind of an unlucky tackle as he tries to just clear that out of bounds near post or do whatever he can to get that out of bounds. Touches it nicely to Luis Vargas, and he just pokes it near post, past Bell into the net. Exactly what the Wolverines wanted with 5 minutes left in the half. You know, puts you in a great rhythm going into the second half. You're comfortable, nice lead, and allows you to have nice energy and going into the second half.
Let's take another look at it here. Sent in toward the box. And almost looked like was that touched off of the defender?
Yeah, it absolutely was. Zaire Vasquez hits this in. He goes to try and save that or clear it, do anything he can to get in the way. Almost brings it down nicely. Falls right to Luis Vargas, who's in the right place at the right moment, and finishes it home for Utah Valley.
Kendall Burks, the defender, was the one who got the boot on it. We'll try and take a look a little bit slower here. We see Burks slides in, and then the calm, cool, and collected finish of Luis Vargas, who says thank you very much.
Yeah, exactly. It couldn't have been brought down nicer for him. Really unlucky there by the Roadrunners. It's tough. the worst position that you can be in as a defender, and the rule is you don't want to be facing your own goal. When you're facing your own goal, it's those type of things when a cross comes in at pace, they're really hard to deal with. They're really hard to either clear or deflect it the right way that you want to, and those type of things can happen.
Great job by our camera crew, giving you the replays so that we can take another look at things here. Camera crew outside braving the cold winds, trying to give you the best broadcast that we can. Ben Schroeder and his team do a great job. And Utah Valley still hungry, knowing that this is conference, and every game they're trying to make a statement, especially at home against second-place team.
Yeah, they want to stay on top, and they know that this team is sitting in second. It's a great team, and they're going to challenge you. And so to come out with high energy for that win and create as many chances as you can on your home turf is a must for the Wolverines.
Bakersfield trying to respond. And a little miscommunication between Mickey Vogel and his teammates. Nixon was almost able to get that header back to Vargas. And a foul's called against Bakersfield. It'll be another free kick for the Wolverines in the 43rd minute. In the 44th minute, this one chipped in, headed up in the air by Bakersfield. Vargas has it at his feet, being pushed and pulled around. Felix coming up in the box. Felix gets tripped up, and the referee waves his hand saying, no, no, no.
Again, scary moment there for the Roadrunners. Alec Felix flying in, but I think it's the right decision. A little clipped up, but not really a foul, even though the Wolverines want it the other way.
Just a relentless attack right now from the home team. Goal kick taken by Bell quickly. A little over a minute left to play here in the first frame. Utah Valley again on top, 2-0. Blake Frischneck got the goal scoring early in the 10th minute. And then Vargas just barely in the 41st. 2 goals that separate the squads. Nixon going 1v1 with Downing. Downing lays it back to Bell. Bell boots this one high in the air. And here's Bakersfield. Marcus lays this one off for Rivas, who's offsides. And the Wolverines will take their time with 25 seconds left. And I'm sure that's not exactly how they drew that one up.
Yeah, nothing that you want. I mean, ref now can stop the clock. There's 16 seconds or 20 seconds, left on the clock here. Allows these guys to be able to get in, waste no time, and have a chance to at least find one on a dangerous set piece right before half.
Here it comes. Bakersfield sends it into the box, headed away by Utah Valley. Now Utah Valley has numbers. 3-on-2. Here comes Utah Valley. Here's an opportunity. 2 seconds, 1 second, and they can't get the shot off. Frustration at the end of the first half as Utah Valley had numbers. 3-2 counter with 10 seconds left, and they can't put it in the back of the net.
Yeah, absolutely a blunder there for the Wolverines. It's 3v2 or almost 3v1. You've got 10 seconds. There needs to be an urgency. Find that clean pass and have the shot on frame. Test him. Do anything you can with a few seconds left. I mean, missed opportunity there at the end of the half to go up 3-0.
Utah Valley will go into the break 2-0. Again, courtesy of Blake Frischneck and Vargas with their goals in the first. We'll take a break. We'll try and warm up a little bit for you in the second half right here on the WAC Digital Network.
How does Costa Vida create the ultimate sweet pork burrito? We start by following our award-winning recipe, one that calls for everything to be made fresh, from scratch every day. Like our beautifully braised pork, seasoned beans, savory sauces, and delicious cilantro lime rice. Even our tortillas are cooked to order. It's a difference you can taste. Treat yourself to the ultimate sweet pork burrito, only at Costa Vida.
If we can see things for what they are, if we can see what they could be, if the plastic we use, we never throw away, if the end of one thing could be the beginning of the next. If we know that less can create more. If we can return, we reciprocate, we regenerate. If we are here for others, if we can work as a team, all we have to do is connect, and the world opens up. The future is about giving back.
To national championships runs through NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports app. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want all in one place. With live broadcasts of multiple championships across all divisions. With exclusive access.
Ready to go?
And highlights for every single championship. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports app.
What's the difference between buying from Murdoch and buying from somebody else? In a word, confidence. You'll love our price match guarantee, our 5-day exchange policy,
and don't forget car washes and safety inspections for life.
If you need a new vehicle, consider Murdoch Hyundai. I promise you'll love it.
Thinking of buying a home? Think bigger. Because with UCCU's low interest rates and low mortgage insurance rates, you could qualify for more house with the same payment you could get from other local lenders. A mortgage with UCCU gives you more purchase power. That means more money you can put into your home or back into your pocket. To learn more, visit uccu.com/morehouse or stop by any UCCU branch today. More house, same payment. Only at UCCU, inspiring smart mortgage decisions.
In the WAC, we value sportsmanship on the field,
on the track, on the court, in the pool,
and in the stands.
We take pride in playing fair and being honest.
We honor the game by showing respect for our opponents,
the officials,
the fans, and our team.
Great sportsmanship is about keeping everything in perspective.
It's about taking ownership after a loss.
And being humble after a win.
We hope you'll team up with us by staying positive on the sidelines. Because great sportsmanship is what unites us.
We are the Western Athletic Conference.
Creativity is the answer. Never play on repeat. Put your own spin on things. Let a new wave begin.
All right, come on, let's go. 2 seconds.
Creators run the show. We want the awesome. From the cage to the stage. Rise up from the streets to the pros.
So much.
Creativity is the answer to a world divided. Tear down those walls. make worlds unite. Flip the script. Rewrite the rules. Creativity is the answer. Now over to you.
Who am I? And furthermore, what do I want? What makes you itch? That's the most important investigation anyone can make. But you don't find this out until you investigate it. So I always ask the question, what would you like to do if money were no object? How would you really enjoy spending your life? Because if you say that money is the most important thing, you will spend your life completely wasting your time. Forget the money. After all, if you do really like what you're doing, you can eventually become a master of it. And then you'll be able to get a good fee for whatever it is. Therefore, it's so important to consider this question. What do I desire?
The latest from KSL 5 News, including breaking news as it happens, and all your favorite KSL shows, ready to watch anytime. Download the free KSL app right now on all your favorite devices.
You only need to answer one question.
Will you accept the challenge to become? It doesn't matter your situation in life.
No matter your interest.
Whether your first choice or second chance.
There's a place for you.
Place for you. Place for you at UVU. Place to engage, to rise, to succeed.
To become.
What's the difference between buying from Murdoch and buying from somebody else? In a word, confidence. You'll love our price match guarantee, our 5-day exchange policy,
and don't forget car washes and safety inspections for life.
If you need a new vehicle, consider Murdoch Hyundai. I promise you'll love it.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to a very brisk Thursday evening in Orem, Utah. Utah Valley and the Wolverines are on top of CSU Bakersfield, the Runners, 2-0 as we start the second half. First goal came in the 10th minute thanks to Blake Frischnick's 7th goal in his 7 games. And then in the 41st, Utah Valley got another goal off of Luis Vargas. Vargas was the recipient of a poor clearance off CSUB's defenseman, Kendall Burks, and he promptly capitalized and put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, brisk is the right word. It is a frigid night here in the mid-30s as it has dropped with the sun going down. But, it has not fazed the Wolverines. You know, they've had one of their better halves, I would say, this season. A lot of their goals have been more in the second half, at least here at home. And so this is what they want to have. This is what they strive to have, is to come out early, have a 2-goal lead going into half, and they capitalize on their opportunities. They honestly might even had a couple called back that were very, very close that could have gone either way. This could be a 3-4-0 game.
Referees blowing the whistles, trying to get this game back up and running. Official temperature right now outside without the wind chill factor is 35 degrees. So with the wind chill, you're looking at close to the high 20s here.
Yeah, exactly. With that wind chill, it takes it to below freezing. Little jealous at the moment to not be playing and not be moving out there. I'm always jealous not to be playing, but tonight especially.
Second half between the Wolverines and the Runners. Game on here at Clyde Field. Thank you again for letting us be a part of your Thursday evening on the WAC Digital Network. Brandon Crow alongside Thomas Loomis and our fantastic camera chief, Ben Schroeder, and his camera crew, braving the elements, trying to bring you the best coverage that we can for this match. Utah Valley going from right to left as you see it and as we see it in their home third jerseys, the black and the neon green. And Bakersfield going from left to right as you see it as we see it in their whites with the blue trim. And you made mention that Utah Valley got a couple goals called back in that first half there, Thomas, but you also have to tip your cap to CSUB's keeper in Dietrich Bell, who also made a handful of his own saves.
Yeah, I would say that he's definitely been the best player for Bakersfield this evening. He's made a couple great saves where he's closed down space quickly and shut the Wolverines down. So he's their MVP so far, coming up big, and you see why he's getting caps and time with the, national team for Bermuda. So see if the Wolverines can test him some more this half as they want to. Roadrunners don't want him to touch the ball as they would like to have a little bit more of the ball in the attacking half.
Bell, a transfer from UConn, who's probably experienced a lot colder temperatures than this, being up there in that part of the country. But Blake Frischnick, who is trying to pester Bell as much as he can, has been white hot as of late.
The other thing that I love from Bell is you see how composed he is no matter if he has runners coming at him. His distribution has been fantastic. He's been able to pick out exactly where he wants it. You see a lot of these goalkeepers that may not be as technically sound. As soon as the ball comes in under pressure, they're just booting it out. But Bell is finding everyone's feet to be able to have distribution and try to keep the ball as they need to do a better job the second half of.
Bakersfield trying to start out the second half with more possession and more solid rhythm. But Utah Valley right there to disrupt that. Wagner plays it back to Caprio. Caprio, Vasquez, who gets just enough touch on it to get to White. Frischnick, who as soon as he touches it has 3 or 4 white jerseys around him, and he just shreds those very easily. Frischnick lays this one off inside the box. This one kicked away by CSUB. Kendall Burks. I thought that was last touched by CSUB, but the referees say that was touched by Vasquez.
Yeah, I think that slide tackle just deflected off of Vasquez's leg. He had a good angle there to call it. But you see that deceptive speed by Blake Frischnick. He takes it on and splits those 2-3 defenders. Does a nice job of drawing one in and tries to find the seam. But good job by the defense there by the Roadrunners. Be able to get there just a little bit in time and slide that away.
Just barely kicking off here in the second half in Orem, Utah. Thank you for letting us be a part of your evening once again. Roadrunners trying to maintain some possession and see what types of second half adjustments that they plan to implement here. And we know Coach Greg Moss just likes to let his team play and develop for themselves. And here goes that speed from Frischneck that you talked about, Thomas. Again, going 1v3, still comes away with it. Frischneck in space, deflects. Saved by Bell, and Bell is furious.
I mean, as he should be. When there's 3 or 4 guys around a forward, it's incredible that he does keep the ball. So to be able to cut up, have bodies flying into him, get around him, take that shot, massive save by Bell. Should be 3-0, unbelievable save.
Here comes the Wolverine corner. Headed down, again right at Bell. And I wouldn't be surprised if Bell might pound his chest every now and again, because it's a one-man show between the posts there.
Yeah, exactly. Like, this could be a really, really bad leading game for the Wolverines if he had not come up big several times now.
Korber trying to chip this one in. Headed away by the back line of Utah Valley. And now you see Bell shaking his head again, still putting his head in his hands, and he comes up halfway in between the midfield logo, still trying to direct his team. That's great leadership right there.
Yeah, it's what you need from your goalkeeper. It's absolutely expected. The best in the game are the most vocal. They see the field from the best angle and should be directing and telling guys where they need to be.
Big throw in for Bakersfield. Here's the layoff. Tees this one up. Deflected off of Utah Valley. Brown has it. Armendariz wanted a long distance connection. And the cord was clipped by Utah Valley. Zach Moss showing off some skill. And Zach Moss has a collision and gets taken down. And some sportsmanship there by Harry Downing. Gives the referee high five, saying, yeah, let me play.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost like unnecessary. That's just going to be the brief discussion, but he demands him to come forward and talk without a call and doesn't want to say anything. You know, it's just like sometimes the player, you don't understand those moments. But anyway, you see the good footwork there by Moss. You almost hope on a counterattack opportunity like that he gets rid of the ball quicker, though. Vasquez was flying up this left-hand side, and I think should have been given that way. But nonetheless, gets the call.
52nd minute. Pedro Mora set to check in. And Bell gets the kickoff quickly. Armendariz again plays it back. And this ball played out of play into our scores table. And Tom Shepard was the one who had the little miscommunication there for the runners, but Jaden Wagner throws it in for Utah Valley. Vasquez gets past the defender. Inside the box now for Utah Valley. Chip off. Moss was trying to lay this one up for Blake Frischneck. CSU B now making a run the other way.
It's the right thought there. You love Vasquez's speed, be able to get around the corner with a nice flick from White there. Great cross back into the middle. Zach Moss needs to lay that off maybe a little bit more firm so that Frischneck can get there before the defense and have a shot on goal. It's the right idea, though.
White. Now Vasquez with it again for the Wolverines. Vasquez in runner territory, surrounded by a bunch of white shirts, lays this one back. Looks like Vasquez got chipped a little bit, came up limpy. Vasquez is going to switch up the field. And Brown watches this one go out of play. Throw in for the Wolverines. Caprio. The deep send, nobody there. And Wagner's going to let this one go all the way back to Caprio. Felix, now Vasquez again. There's a good through ball there by White. Good idea. Gets tangled up with CSUB. And McLaughlin is having a discussion with the official here.
Yeah, again, one of those tough ones to where he pushes it past them. You know, may not have been able to get there, but gets tripped up, gets the call. That's why you see the frustration there by the Bakersfield coach.
McLaughlin was the guilty party.
Very, very high line here by Bakersfield. They're not even sitting on their 18.
Moss chips this one in. One popper. Bell comes out of place. Just barely tipped off the post and kicked out. Frischnecht was looking for goal number 2.
That's what I said. Their high line was incredible, how high they were sitting up. All they had to do was a little chip over the top, and that's why that is so close and so unlucky that that's not a goal off the post and kicked out of bounds. They either have to follow their runner so tight, or what they want is Bell to be able to fly up so quickly and make that save, but it's a great cross in. Unlucky for Utah Valley.
Here comes the corner kick. Headed up in the air by Bakersfield, and then headed back toward goal by Felix and Utah Valley. The ball still in a dangerous territory, and the flag is up. It's the third time Utah Valley's been called offsides in an attacking position.
Yeah, unlucky, and you wonder which player there was offside. You know, I saw maybe White or Eves getting in there. I don't know if Frischnecht was offside, and so if one of them leaves it or lets it play on for another second, that could be a goal.
'55th minute here at Clyde Field. For as stellar of an evening as Dietrich Bell has had, you can't rely upon him every single time.
No, absolutely not. I mean, he is expected to make his shot stops and saves, you know, here and there. But if they're point blank and there's players getting in behind, you know, there's not much that he's going to be able to do at that point. Defense needs to do a better job for Bakersfield of not letting these players get in behind in these 1-2s to find crosses back across the face of the net.
Solid connection between boot and ball between Bakersfield and Utah Valley. And Bakersfield clears this one way out of play. Not even close for their attackers.
Yeah, Ricardo Sosa gets that ball. They're able to turn with tons of space. Needless giveaway. You know, he mishits that, goes way far out of bounds. His forward isn't making the run. I think that he could do a better job of going at the defense, drawing someone, and then maybe dishing, you know, or getting more numbers forward so they can actually press this defensive line, because for most of the game there really hasn't been a moment to where they've really ran at the defense and challenged them to decide, you know, to step, to stay, and to challenge them.
Bakersfield collects, and Utah Valley steps in front. Utah Valley 3v3. Frischnecht penetrating. Frischnecht trying to play the low scorcher right at Bell.
You know, it's the right idea. You love that counter of those three flying. 3v3 at the defense. Zach Moss does a good job making that diagonal run to the right side, drawing the defender with him to allow that space for Frischnecht to get onto his left foot. Just doesn't connect and hit it well enough. but he is that player that can do it and will do it again and again.
If there's anybody that could, it would be Blake Frischneck. 58th minute, flirting with the hour mark now of the match. Still 2-0. Again, if you're just now joining us, Blake Frischneck got the goal scoring started in the 10th minute with his 7th goal in as many games. And then in the 41st, Vargas tacked on another for the Wolverines. Zach Moss will throw it in for the Wolverines on the far side. And you can still hear, the cold is getting so bad that I can't even think straight. Dietrich Bell is, again, being so vocal, making sure that all 10 of his teammates out there can hear everything he's saying.
You love that. 2-0 down, 60th minute, and he still has high energy, expecting more from his players, demanding them to find opportunities. Because you've seen so many games to where 2-0 down, a team can come back, and they've made those 3 goals to find a game winner. So you love that from him and demanding higher energy and a better job for his team.
A handful of Wolverines warming up down on the inline. See if Greg Moss will have any fresh substitutions anytime soon, as Caprio momentarily is down tying his shoe. Jaden Wagner gets the okay from Caprio, throws it in. Bakersfield is playing back-to-back passes, trying to find some momentum. Anytime they get the 3rd or 4th pass, Utah Valley is there to intercept. Good touch there by Bakersfield. Good turn. Goldsmith lays this one off the left-hand side. Good defense there by Brown. Bakersfield back in play, and they're going to send this one in toward the box. Jensen calls off Wagner, and that was a sketchy play.
Yeah, very scary moment there for the Wolverines. They held their breath as that ball gets played across. Very nice pass to the back post, and Tom Shepard wishing that maybe he had flown in there with a little bit more pace or slid or done something to get his body onto that back post, and that could have been in the back of the net.
Jensen's boomer right at the midfield logo. Headed up in the air. And Frischneck with a graceful touch. Nice chip on the outside. Zach Moss can't quite get there. Burks switches up to come to the near side of McLaughlin. McLaughlin weaves his way past the midfield. Korber surrounded by a handful of black shirts. McLaughlin again being pestered. Plays it back. Now the field is switched up. Another solid piece of defending there by Utah Valley. Felix. Moss trying to chip it up. A little bit too finessey, if that's even a word.
No, yeah, exactly. But you have the right idea that he needs to hit that with a little bit more pace. Yeah, he's trying to find that chip, and White's in the right position. He needs to get it there. Hit with some more pace. Let White go and get it, and then go out the defense.
Wagner. Frischneck. Back to Wagner again. Eves was lucky to win that one back.
Yeah, it was almost deja vu there, to where at the end of the second half, he tried to do that cutback, little roll with his foot, gets away from him, and he fouls that player for that foul at the end of the second half. McKay is one of those players that's coming off a 2-year LDS mission, still trying to get his feet under him. I think at times you see the potential he had time with the youth national team growing up. So a lot of experience and talent, but you see that maybe in this cold, your boots get a little heavy. He needs to find some better touches, but that'll come with some time as he gets back into the playing experience again.
Felix tangles up with McLaughlin, and McLaughlin goes down. McLaughlin probably wanting some sort of yellow. Not going to get it. McLaughlin receives it right back. Nice pass to the end line. Good closing speed to kick this out of play. Jaden Wagner.
Yeah, really good job. You see on every single one of their set pieces, all their corners, they're going to play short. They don't have maybe some of the tallest guys against the Wolverines, and they recognize that and know that they're probably better on the ground. So they play these short little triangles, find that seam, that split pass. Jaden Wagner, great closing speed to come down, make that tackle, and disallow any type of cross back in the middle.
Bakersfield sends this one in, headed away by the Wolverines. Blake Frischnecht with it. Composed. Frischnecht goes down. Takes his time getting up. '64th minute. Utah Valley looking to send it. Bakersfield takes it away. Now to the near side, another runners. McLaughlin again. McLaughlin past midfield. Vogel trying to go in line. Too far. Goal kick, Mitch Jensen.
Roadrunners this half, they keep trying to find how they can clip a ball in behind. How can they get past that defensive line? And really cannot figure out and keep hitting it a little bit wide out of bounds. Unfortunate couple opportunities to where they had developed some nice attack in and around the box, but they cannot get it in and find a dangerous moment.
Ricardo Sosa will step off, and checking onto the pitch is Kosuke Matsui. Here's a dangerous ball. Bell coming out again, sacrificing his body, scooping it up. Moss was closing in.
Fantastic read there by Bell. Frischnecht again finding the split. Zach Moss closing down, just trying to get any type of toe or poke to get that past Bell, but he closes down so quickly. Great save.
Leo Fuchs set to check in for the Wolverines where possible. Matsui throws it in.
You know, a lot of goalkeepers you see are going to be generally over 6 feet tall. That longer body to be able to make those saves and make those diving moments. But then you have, players like Nick Romano for Real Salt Lake, these shorter but quicker players that are incredible at shot stopping. And Bell reminds me of his distribution and the ability that he has for what he lacks in height. He then has in speed to be able to close down and make those saves, which has come up huge for Roadrunners tonight.
Garza takes this one away. Frischnecht lays it back to White. Now here come the runners. Still in runner possession. Finally cleared away. Good touch there by Garza. Can he stay with it? He does. Frischnecht to his left. Moss to his right. Goes right to Moss. Leo Fuchs still jumping, bouncing around, doing a samba. Trying to stay warm here on the side. Zach Moss. Wagner Nice move. To get around the outside, Jaden Wagner still on his feet. This one kicked out of play. And the referee's going to call a goal kick. Matsui closing speed on the defensive side. And Blake Frischnick will take a rest. Leo Fuchs will come on. And with a 2-goal lead, you don't want one of your stud players getting injured.
Yeah, at this time, I think it's a safe call. You can take Blake Frischnick out. He might even come back in, but it's nice to give him a little rester. Because Leo Fuchs, he started the game. I was interested to see that he didn't start second half, but, you know, maybe this is the game plan. We get our goal scorer out. We give Leo some time. He has, you know, the absolute ability to score goals as he's had a couple this season. The one things that I have noticed from the Wolverines, they do have a lot of space and time in the midfield. They have these kind of shorter passes that come across the center. The center mids need to do a better job of playing faster. If they can swing the ball side to side quicker, it's going to allow a lot more opportunities for the outside wings to then get after those outside backs. So that's one thing I think is missing from their play right now. Yeah, they've controlled the game for the most part. They've had the majority of possession, but they still can do a better job of moving the ball quicker through the midfield, and then that's going to allow opportunities to have 1v1s at the outside backs or those 1-2 plays to get in around the corner or cut into the middle and have shots on frame.
And if you are CSUB and you are Coach Grant, how do you try and get yourself back into this game?
I think it comes down to the composure in the final 18. They do an okay job of bringing the ball up. It's once they get into the attack that they have not connected those final passes. Too many of those have run too heavy out of bounds. They haven't had a lot of crosses into the mix. They've had moments where they find their outside wings, and it's in the corners of the field, but nothing that's been too dangerous to come into the 18 or have shots on frame. They have not tested Mitch Jensen basically at all this game. You know, he's had to come collected in his hands maybe a couple times. But other than that, he really has not even had to make any type of dive or shot block. So that's what you've got to ask your team. Break down that midfield line quicker, and then we need to figure out a way, how do we cut in the middle and find shots on frame, or how can we find maybe earlier crosses into the mix to where we actually test this goalkeeper.
70th minute, about 20 minutes left here in regulation. CSUB seems like any time they get some sort of momentum, just like what you talked about, and Utah Valley is right there to stop them.
Yeah, you see they have those moments where they do win the ball back from the Wolverines, but as soon as they win it, they try to find that split pass. They try to find a through ball to somebody, and it gets eaten up. It gets stolen and straight back to the Wolverine possession. So if they can find one of those moments to where they can be a little bit more deceptive and fake one way and find the seam the other, that could be a difference for finding a goal.
Now here's Leo Fuchs for Utah Valley. Leo Fuchs had Zach Moss. Leo Fuchs is going to dribble around himself. Leo Fuchs through a couple defenders. Fuchs inside the box. Defender goes down. Who's looking for Zach Moss. This one kicked out of play. It'd be a corner kick for the Wolverines.
Fantastic run there by Leo Fuchs. Taking on one. Gets around him. The other player flies in. He throws a shoulder. Shows his physicality. Puts him on the ground and has a nice cross cut back across the frame. Near post. Good opportunity. Roadrunners hit that out of bounds. Corner kick for the Wolverines.
Moss sent this one in. Headed away. Brown on his horse. Gets it before it goes out of play. Lets it go out of play. And Vargas and Rice will step on for the Wolverines. And Eves will step off. And Moss will step off as well. Moss taking his time. Finally comes off. Now the Wolverines get the ball back in play. Jaden Wagner on the near side. being pestered from behind. Finally sends this one back to Jensen. Jensen keeps his composure, boots the ball upfield, chested down by Garza to Rice. Rice plays it back. Garza again. Garza showing off his speed. Good takeaway there by Bakersfield. McLaughlin. And a whistle is called against Caprio. And Goldsmith trying to get this game going a little bit further. Was not officially given the word to do so. Finally, everybody's on the same page now. 73rd minute. Coach Greg Moss loves playing at home. Garza. Leo Fuchs. Garza, can he get there? Showing off that speed. No whistle is called. A valiant effort by Garza to keep that ball in play. Nobody at home to do anything with it, however.
Yeah, from our angle, I thought there's no way. Makes that save, stays in bounds.
Caprio gets the foul call. Matsui. Matsui, searching ball. And a little bit too strong. Longmire comes in to close down.
Again, that ball over the top. One of the better ones that's actually into the box. Ahmed Longmire shows his speed. Great job of shielding that out of bounds and disallowing any opportunity to collect that.
McLaughlin will step off. And checking on is Justin Marcus. And Jensen gets some good screen time tonight. Nice run up, kick, showing off the wavy locks. He likes games like this where he doesn't have to really exert a lot of effort.
Yeah, exactly. You always want games like this for your goalkeeper. He's probably freezing, but you know he'll take it without a doubt for a win.
Fuchs trying to lay it off for Garza. Instead gets taken away by Bakersfield. And the runners switch up the field. Kicked out of play, last touched by the Wolverines. Be a throw in for Bakersfield. Clock is stopped. And then started again. 15 minutes left in regulation. Utah Valley on top, 2-0. Again, Blake Frischnick started the game off with a wonder goal in the 10th minute. 7th goal in 7th games. And then Vargas scored right before the half in the 41st. And that is where we stand. So far, 2 official shots on goal credited to the runners. Jensen making his presence known, doing what he needs to do. 7 shots on goal for Utah Valley, 2 goals, and it could be more, but Dietrich Bell has stepped up when he needed to for the runners. Now here come the runners offensively. Here's Marcus. Marcus inside the box. Marcus kicked right off of Caprio.
Really good defending there by Caprio. A lot of defenders, sometimes they want to fly in and make that tackle right away. Recognizes that, you know, he's probably not going to get there in time. Great positioning, is able to cut off that cross. Runs out of bounds for a corner.
This one swung in, headed away by Caprio. And Vargas has numbers. Garza is onside to his left. Doesn't see him. Trying to go forward. Ends up running into a back wall.
Unfortunately, he doesn't see Becca Rice there. You said it right. He drew in 2 defenders. If he's able to just poke that off to his right, I think Becca's in the goal.
Korber throws it in. Matsui. Burks. And Jensen will scoop it up. Jensen, the pride of Kaysville, Utah. Stalwart between the posts for the Wolverines. As Garza gets taken down and creates a free kick for the Wolverines.
Yeah, Mitch Jensen coming off 2 torn ACLs, a meniscus surgery, and he's back playing for his senior year. Absolute stud, and shows the work that he has put in the offseason.
Nice showy touch there in the box by Vargas.
Yeah, you love that Brazilian Cruyff. A little tap, and back away, faking the defender out. Unfortunate, not able to get his hips around and really cut that back into play. But that is something that Luis Vargas will show every single night, is the technical ability that he has.
This one played in toward that back post. Ball is in the air, in the box. This one sent in left of the keeper, Jensen. Most action he's seen so far tonight.
Yeah, really lucky not to come away with the goal there. Unfortunate for the Roadrunners, that falls out on a header. Aaron Caprio did a great job of getting up and trying to get it away. But Ryan Goldsmith has got to keep that down. Those are one of those sitters where all you got to do is put that on frame. You don't need to overkill it. Really place that, and that's probably a goal. Goldsmith will want that one back.
Bakersfield looking for any sort of positive juju that they can find right now. Being down 2-0. 10 minutes left in regulation. But it just goes back to what we've talked about. You got to capitalize on the little opportunities, because like you said, this game has so many ebbs and flows, and at a random moment can change. And if there's an opportunity, you need to capitalize.
You're exactly right. And I think that's the difference between the best players in the world or those who do this for a living. That they have been able to have that muscle memory or the composure to where it doesn't matter what type of pressure or what type of situation they're in, thrown in goal, bodies flying around, getting knocked off balance. They have that vision and they have that capability to be composed and finish it and put it away, find the right pass at the right moment or make the right save and tackle. So, that is I think the separating factors in this game.
Jensen watches this one sail high above his head, and he'll set up for another goal kick as you get a good look at that brace on his left knee. Going back to what you said, the bionic man. And Jensen sends another high booming kick. Bakersfield trying to find their first goal. Utah Valley trying to find the clean sheet yet again at home. And try to improve to 4-0 to start a conference play. White lays it back to Vargas. White again. Vargas. Vargas inside out to Garza. Looking for Rice. Play back to Brown. Rice's shot is blocked. They throw in for the Wolverines. Temperature now 32 degrees. No clouds, no precipitation in the forecast, otherwise we'd see some snow. And we're still 3 weeks away from Halloween.
Yeah.
But it is Utah.
It is Utah, and this happens, but I was going to say a little earlier than I think anybody had hoped.
Yes. And we still have a lot of faithful fans in the stands trying to cheer on their home squad as Pena comes in.
Surprised we haven't seen more of Pena. I really liked his play in the last couple games. It's super unfortunate that Aaron Meyer went down in injury and we won't see him the rest of the season. Huge loss for Utah Valley with the talent that he's capable of in producing. But, yeah, I'm surprised that we haven't seen more of Pena because I think he is that next player that can really step in that role. But White has done a good job in that position alongside Alec Felix.
There's Pena. Lays this one off. Becca Rice again showing off his speed on the right-hand side. Tracks it down. Fancy footwork from Rice. Not fancy enough as he gets dispossessed. Nixon set to check in for the Wolverines as well. Now Pena again switching it up. Rice calling for it. Rice has it. Rice finds some space. Pulls back the reins. Garza sends it in. Leo Fuchs heads this one down and deflects off of Burks. Bell gets it quickly back in play. 84th minute. McKay Eves. Aaron Nixon set to check in. And Alexi Rivas set to check in as well for Bakersfield. Bakersfield player goes down. Whistle is called against Utah Valley. Pena, the guilty party. Niall Owens gets up. Play resumes. Utah Valley knows their competition in this conference, and they know that there's lots of talent, top to bottom, and they face another tough team coming into this to Clyde Field on Saturday in Cal State California Baptist, a new team in the conference, but they have a lot of talent. And taking a look, just continuing down the road as we get into final weeks of the season. Seattle U, Grand Canyon, New Mexico State still.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Any of these California schools are always going to have a ton of talent. There's so much good soccer and so many good players in California. You know, most of these schools, they almost don't even have to recruit outside of their own state. And a lot of times these players are going to be, you know, players from California, and then they'll pick up some of the best in and around the country, or you have foreigners like on this team and kids coming in from all over the world. So that type of talent is here in the WAC. And the Wolverines sitting top of the table, they're going to have some tough competition that they go against in the next few games of the season. And you said it right, Cal Baptist, that'll be another good challenge for the Wolverines, but it's nothing they can't handle in the type of competition they've played in WAC, and even more so around the country for their preseason play. So, you know, they have good rhythm coming off what should be, you know, the fourth win in a row for WAC play. They can hold this down for the next 4 minutes without anything surprising. But, yeah, it's something that they win, and that, this university has really wanted and expected the last few years. I think that's something that has been kind of a little bit of a tone, is that these guys have the talent and have had it the last couple years, but for whatever reason haven't been able to come together, be cohesive, find a rhythm, and had players maybe step up to find those goals that they've needed the past couple of years to make a run in the tournament, to win the WAC championship, win the WAC tournament, and go to the big dance.
And a player like Blake Frischnecht is somebody that can provide those goals. And we've seen other players step up and put the ball in the back of the net when they need to for this team, but maybe this is the year. This is the cohesive unit. You see they're playing like one, and they anticipate, they know what their teammates are going to do, different from years past.
Yeah, exactly. I think I've said it from the time that I played here, was recruited, we won a WAC championship, went to the national tournament. As the only D1 soccer university in the state of Utah, Greg Moss has the ability to be able to recruit the best talent in Utah. He shouldn't almost get, out-recruited, if that's a word as well, to going out of state, but he should pick up the best talent. We've got the Real Salt Lake Academy now that's bringing in talent, not only developing it here from homegrown players, but players from across the country who are coming because we have this facility, this team, and this opportunity to play in that. And if they don't go on as professional players, then players like Alec Felix, McKay Eves, and other players then want to play at the D1 level, get their education paid for, and play soccer. This should be a team that finishes, if not fighting for the final, championship spot to win the WAC every year, they should be top 3. And I think that is a little bit of sense that alumni and people involved in the athletics around the university expect. And so I'm excited, and I'm happy to see that they're in a good spot where I think that they should have been the last few years.
You see Vargas being taken down here. Again, taking a look at that schedule coming up after Saturday's match against California Baptist. The Wolverines will travel on the road at Kansas City, at San Jose State, at Seattle U before finishing up the regular season at home against UNLV, Grand Canyon, and Air Force to round that off. As the flag is up and offsides is the call.
Yeah, the game that sticks out that you just said is that Seattle U game. For whatever reason, since joining WAC play, they've had the Wolverines number. That's kind of been one of the tougher teams, and they have great tradition of having, a team that's generally in the top 25 every single year. So out of that team, out of that group, I should say, and possibly Air Force at the end of the season, those should be 2 really, really fun games to watch out for.
Just another reason for more people to back the WAC and really start paying attention to a lot of talent, not just in soccer, but all sports across this conference as it continues to grow and continues to improve game by game, year by year, player by player. Well, it looks like Utah Valley will finish up with their 4th victory to start conference play, 4-0. And a fantastic start at that as we are right in the middle of October. Final score from Orem, Utah, 2-0. Wolverines victorious over the Runners. Again, those goals coming from Blake Frischnecht and from Luis Vargas. Thomas, your final thoughts as we wrap up.
Yeah, it's the type of game you exactly want as a Wolverine. You can't ask for anything more than a 2-0 win.